Awesome. So we're starting in child's pose, and you can do a wide kneed child's pose, knees wide apart, big toes together. Go ahead and sit at the back of your mat on your heels, extend the arms forward. We're going to be working on a little bit of upper body strength today and also a little bit of core work today. So you can prep yourself for that as you settle down on your mat. Let the forehead rest heavy. Take these first few moments of class to develop a deeper rhythm of breathing. So as you inhale, expand the abdomen, expand the rib cage, expand the chest. And as you exhale, maybe firm up the abdominal muscles just a touch. Stretch the low back. And then inhale, expand the belly, expand the side ribs and the back body. Good. And then same thing here as you exhale, gently tuck the belly button in towards your spinal cord. Lengthen the tailbone towards your heels. And let the weight of the forehead rest very heavy. One more breath just like that. So as you inhale, filling up kind of like a balloon, expanding abdomen, side ribs, back body. Good. And then this time as you exhale, push your palms down into the mat. Start to rise up into a tabletop position. And we'll begin cat-cow from there. So keeping the breath rhythm nice and smooth, nice and deep. Inhale into an arched back. And then exhale into a round back position. Push the floor away from you. As you hollow out the belly, inhale, drop the belly with the chin. And then exhale, curl the tailbone under, round to the back. Good. As you continue that motion, inhaling to arch, exhaling to round, pay special attention to your foundation. So right now, if you haven't already, you'll move the feet hip distance apart. Knees are hip distance apart. Good. You'll fan your fingers out wide, push down through your knuckles and fingerprints. So not just the base of your palm where the wrist lies, but the whole entirety of the palms. Good. And as you continue that cat-cow for a few more rounds, you're going to push the shins and tops of the feet towards the floor. Start to make any other movements that feel good for you. So if it's nice to do a sideways flexion of the spine, you can go left to right. Good. Or if it feels good to do that natural, or not natural, but neutral cat-cow, our typical cat-cow. Here we go. Our traditional cat-cow, for lack of better words. You'll keep that motion going. Yep, and it also might feel nice to jump rope your spine here. So really anything that's going to help you start to warm up your shoulders, hips, back, and neck. Take that now. Good. And then come back to a neutral spine and tuck your toes under, toe prints on the floor. Lift your knees to hover, so you're in a bear hold. You're going to lift the shins about 3 inches, maybe 2 inches away from the ground. Keep the fingers fanned out wide. Good. Hold here, draw the belly button in towards the spine. You can stay in this position, or if you want to amp it up a touch, you're going to touch right knee, right elbow, send it back, and then left knee, left elbow. And you'll keep that motion going, or you'll hold still. So choose your own adventures for another few breath cycles. Do make sure that your breath is nice and deep, very slow. Good. One more deep inhale through the nose. One slow, long exhale through the nose or the mouth. When you release the breath to empty, make sure both feet are at the back of your mat. Send the hips up high and come into your first downward facing dog of our practice together. When you get into that down dog, start to pedal out your feet by bending one knee and bending the other knee. So you have this nice, easy march in place. Stretching the skin on the soles of your feet. And of course, stretching the back of the ankles, the calves, the hamstrings. Good. From your downward facing dog, push both heels towards the floor. Start to shift forward into a high plank position. Now keep in mind, of course, you can always have the knees down for high plank as well, especially early in practice. It might be nice to warm up slow. So your version of plank pose, we're going to hold here for 10. So breathe deep through the nose for 9, 8, 7. Good. Draw the belly muscles back towards the low back. We'll be here for 4, 3, 2. Stay high on the 1. And then with or without the knees, lower all the way to your belly. We'll do a few rounds of cobra pose to warm up the back muscles as well. So as you inhale, push the tops of your feet and toenails down with your chest. And then exhale, lower the chest all the way back down. Let's do 2 more, just like it big. Inhale, roll up to cobra, maybe a little higher this time. Exhale, glide out of cobra pose. 1 more time, big inhale, rise to the top of cobra. Exhale, lower all the way back down. From there, tuck your toes under, rise up through tabletop or plank pose, and meet me in a downward facing dog, hips up high. Good, this time in down dog, both heels push towards your floor. We're gonna look towards the thumbs, bend the knees deep, keep your hips up high, and start to walk slow, small steps towards the top of your mat. So you're getting this nice sensation, probably in the glutes, but also in the backs of the legs as you walk your feet into a forward fold, paying special attention to all the changes in sensation as you arrive in that fold. When you do get into the fold, no rush to get there. Separate your feet hip distance apart, grab off the elbows, hang the head and torso heavy. Start to sway left and right, bringing a nice gentle ragdoll hang to the situation. Toggle your jaw a little bit here as well, so left and right with the jaw as you sway left and right with the torso. Come back to center. Interlace your hands behind your back. Start to pull knuckles up towards the ceiling or drop the pinkies towards the floor behind your head in that direction. Good. Start to shake your head very slow, yes. So you're going to look at the top edge of your mat and then look up at your chest. Look at the top edge of your mat and then look up at your chest. Good. Release that bind to the hands all the way down to the floor. Bend the knees around the back. Roll up to stand. Vertebrae, vertebrae, vertebrae into your Tadasana pose. We are going to keep the hands down. So when you arrive, hands by the side, flip the palms forward. Good. And then pull the fingertips down towards the floor. So the shoulders drop down away from the ears. The next time you inhale, fill up the abdomen, reach the arms up. And then as you exhale, dive back down to your forward fold. Let's do 1/2 sun salutation. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, rise to stand. Big sweep of the arms up and overhead. Exhale, thumbs to heart center or hands down by the sides. We'll go into a sun seat. So as you inhale, reach up, look up. As you exhale, bow forward, place your fingerprints on the floor and step your right foot back. Lower the right knee. Go ahead and inhale, rise up to a low lunge. So you'll reach the arms up to frame the head. Take 1 more breath in that low lunge position. Sink the hips forward, nice and deep stretch in that right quad. And then exhale, plant the palms, step to plank pose, hold. Take your inhale in plank. We're going to go to downward facing dog on the exhale. So when you're ready for that breath out, pike the hips up and back. Inhale, lift your right leg, and then exhale, step the right foot through for your low lunge on the opposite side. So left knee comes down, arms rise up, big inhale. We stay for 1 breath cycle, so you'll exhale completely, and then you'll take another full breath in through the nose. Good, and then as you exhale, point your fingerprints to frame your right foot, step to forward fold, top of your mat. Inhale, rise to stand, reach your arms up, no half lift. Right back down to forward fold on the exhale for the left foot. So left foot steps to the back of the mat, left knee comes down, inhale, rise, low lunge. This time we'll go into a twist. So as you exhale, left hand comes down, right arm stays high. Twist your navel towards the inner right thigh. Set your right hand down as you breathe out and straighten your right leg for a half split. Good. Re-bend your right knee. We're going to step into plank pose. So as you tuck the left toes, lift the knee, step back, hold high plank, take an inhale. Downward facing dog on your exhale. Lift the left leg this time, breathe in. Step the left foot between the palms as you breathe out. We're going to lift up, low lunge. So right knee comes down as the arms rise. Good. Stay with your inhale. Plant your right hand only on the exhale. Keep that left hand high. Big inhale. Good, and then lower the left hand down, half split. Straighten the left leg, pitch the nose down towards the shin. Re-bend the left knee, and we're going to step into forward fold at the top of your space. The right toes tuck, step forward. Rise to stand as you inhale, breathe in, look up. Thumbs to heart center this time as you exhale, hold there for a beat. Walk your feet in. Such an early chair pose in our practice, but we are going to take it. You're going to bend the knees, drop the hips down. Sweep the arms up so that your hands, or your biceps rather, frame your head. Squeeze the knees together, drop the hips low, take an inhale. Forward fold as you exhale. Halfway lift as you inhale, and then you can step or jump your feet back to plank pose. We're going to hold the plank again. So as you step into plank pose or you hop into plank pose, make your way there to hold. Shoulders right over the palms. Now draw belly button to backbone. Good. Cinch side ribs in towards the center of your being. Take one more inhale. And your choice of how you chaturanga on the exhale, maybe knees come down, maybe you come halfway or all the way. And then inhale to a low cobra or an up dog. Lift your chest up high to a deep inhale. Move to downward facing dog on your exhale. So plank pose or tabletop can take you there. But when you get to down dog, inhale, lift your right leg. We're going to bend the right knee and tap right elbow on the exhale. As you inhale, send your right leg up and back. Stretch long through the body. As you exhale, tap your left elbow, so take that twist. Good. As you inhale, send it up and back. Nice core strength. As you exhale, pull that right knee to the nose. Lightly step it between the palms. Rise up for warrior one. So left heel comes down, arms reach up to frame your head. We're going to humble our warrior, so interlace your hands behind the back. Draw the knuckles down. As you look up, take an inhale. And as you exhale, bow forward inside of your right thigh. Try to get your right shoulder to touch the inside of the right knee. And then lift the knuckles any amount off the back. They might lift up towards your ceiling. They might start to drop down to the ground behind your head. They might just lift a little bit away from the back. We're going to take an inhale wherever you're at. Shift the hips a little to the left. And then stay on your exhale, pushing your left heel down. Rise up to warrior one as you breathe in. Go ahead and release that bind, reach arms high. And as you exhale, move to a chaturanga. Hands plant, foot steps. Same exhale takes you down. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Take a nice deep bend. And then downward facing dog is where we'll rise on the breath out. Inhale, lift the left leg. Good. As you exhale, left knee, left elbow. Nice pace. As you inhale, spin it up and back. So much finesse. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. We'll inhale, spin it up and back. And then as you exhale, nose, knee, they touch. Lightly step the foot between the palms. Spin the right heel down and rise, warrior one. When you get up into that warrior one, pause here for a moment. Draw the left hip back, right hip forward. Bend deep into the left knee, and then interlace the hands behind the back. Try to keep that hip position. Very nice. Draw the knuckles down, look up, inhale. Bow forward inside of the left thigh as you exhale, knuckles towards the ceiling. Now notice if, like myself, the hips want to shift to the left. If that's the case, pull them centered. So it might feel like you're pulling them right a little bit, but really centering, squaring the hips to the top of the mat. And then the next time you inhale, release that bind, rise up, warrior one. And as you exhale, move through a chaturanga or go straight to downward facing dog. Same exhale takes you wherever you're going. Inhale to an up dog. If you're taking chaturanga, and exhale, we meet downward facing dog. So hold that down dog. Good. 5 deep breaths here. So if you want to challenge yourself, you're going to drop the elbows down and push the heels towards the floor. Challenging yourself might be staying in down dog too, because that is not a simple flow. So push the palms down, push the wrists down if you're in dolphin. If you're in downward facing dog, focus on pressing heels down. Fan the toes out wide, lots of space between each digit of the foot. If you're in that dolphin pose, come back up to downward facing dog. That's where we're all going to be. And then in down dog, take an inhale to bend your knees, look forward. And this time, try out hopping to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Chair pose as you inhale, bend the knees, lift the chest. Yes, excellent rhythm. And when you get into that chair pose, go ahead and draw the thumbs to heart center, sit a little bit deeper. And then when we inhale, we're going to stand up, straighten the legs, and lift the arms up. Go ahead and inhale, reach up, look up. Bring the arms down by the sides. Go ahead and snow angel sweep, hands down. We're going back into chair. So as you inhale, chair pose, bend the knees, lift the arms. As you exhale, forward fold. Let's halfway lift on the inhale. And either crow or chaturanga on the exhale. If you're taking crow pose, you're going to hold it for a couple of breaths, and then you'll spring back to your chaturanga. If you're taking chaturanga right away, you've already moved through, probably back to down dog. Once you've had enough time in crow pose, you are going to take that chaturanga flow and meet everybody else in downward facing dog. So moving through chaturanga to up dog. And then your downward facing. Yes. Good. Your pace, this always is the case. It might go off of my cueing, and if your pace ever goes off of my cueing, no worries. Honor your own breath rhythm. Honor what you're doing. We're going to inhale, lift the right leg. Bend the right knee and tap right elbow. Inhale, send the right leg up and back. And then as you exhale, right knee, left elbow. Take the top. Good. Inhale, send it up and back. As you exhale, right knee lands, or right foot lands between the palms. This time, high crescent lunge, so keep your back heel lifted as you lift arms and chest. Hold on to that crescent for a couple of breaths. That left heel is spiked up high over the back toes. Now place your palms together, pull the thumbs to heart center. We're going to take a twist, left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. And then you can open up the arms if you'd like to make it a little bit more advanced. You can spread the wingspan, reach your left hand down to the outside of your left ankle, right hand to the sky. You could always half bind or full bind here as well. If you have the prayer twist, bend your sternum towards your thumbnails. And maybe look up past your right shoulder. We're going to rise back up to crescent lunge. Go ahead and inhale, take crescent. And then exhale to warrior two. Spin the left heel down, open up the arms to a T. When you get in your warrior two, keep that deep bend in the right knee. Look over the right fingers. Find a steady focus over the right hand. So you have a nice locked gaze. We're going to inhale to reverse warrior. You can flip the right palm up, take reverse. And now move the side angle on the exhale. Right elbow to the right thigh, left bicep by the ear. When you get into that side angle, option here to half bind. So if you want to wrap the left arm behind you, go ahead and take that. You might hook the left fingers inside of the right hip crease. Spin the gaze up towards the ceiling. Maybe take a full bind. Any binds that you have released, sweep that left bicep back up by the ear. We're going to Skandasana at the back of the mat from here. So straighten your right leg, bend the left knee as you sink down inside of that left heel. Any expression with the hands that you'd like. Maybe hands are on the floor to support. We're going to go to Skandasana at the top of the mat. Go ahead and start to bend the right knee, shift right. And then one more time to the back as you bend the left knee, shift left. Good. And then as you come all the way back up to the top of the mat, turn into a runner's lunge. So you're framing that right foot. Step the right foot back and hold, high plank position. And we're going into side plank on the left hand. So go ahead and spin to the outside edge of your left foot, lift the right arm high. Take an inhale. If you want to make it a wild thing, do it. You might step your right foot behind the calf. Lift the belly and chest open to the sky. If you do have your wild thing, move back to side plank on the left hand. Take an inhale. We're going to be in high plank on the exhale. Hold that high plank. Now left knee touches left elbow. Bring it in. Send it back and set the left foot down. Now right knee touches right elbow. Bring it in. Send it back and set it down. Side plank on the right hand. So roll to the outside edge of the right foot. Lift that left hand high. Hold it as you arc the hips up. Now if you took wild thing on the other side, go ahead and take it here as well. Left foot behind the calf, lift the belly and chest towards your ceiling. Lift up high, deep inhale. Let's all stay in side plank or meet in side plank. Hold, inhale again when you're ready for it. And then high plank on the exhale, left hand comes down. Hold high plank. Right knee touches right elbow, hold. Send it back. Left knee touches left elbow, hold. Send it back, hold high plank, inhale. And then either your version of chaturanga or downward facing dog. Breathe out. Inhale to up dog if you're keeping the flow. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Lift the hips up high. Good. Breathe in deep through the nose. Inhale. And then nose or mouth. Exhale completely. Bend the knees. Look at your thumbs. As you exhale, step and hop to your forward fold. Halfway lift as you inhale. Forward fold. Exhale. Chair pose as you inhale, bend the knees, lift the chest. And then as you exhale, pull the thumbs to heart center and stand. Good. Take a moment here as rest. Regain composure of the breath if it got lost. So big inhales to expand, long steady exhales to contract. As you take those breaths, find a firm focus of the eyes as well. So you might lock the gaze onto something or you might close the eyes. Remove as much visual distraction as you can. And walk your feet out wide to prep for Malasana. You can turn the toes out so they spill off the edges of your mat. Inhale, arms up. And then as you exhale, bend, knees and elbows come down, Malasana. Good. Second opportunity for crow pose. So if you'd rather take crow pose, do your crow pose here instead. You could also play with fun transitions if you wanted to do crow to headstand, back to crow. If you're staying with me in Malasana, drop the tailbone heavy towards the floor. Beautiful. Lift the crown of the head up towards your ceiling. Draw the shoulders down away from the jaw. And then draw the shoulder blades towards each other on the back body. So you're strengthening your upper back here, even though it doesn't seem like it would be an upper back strengthening posture. As you press the elbows out into the thighs, you draw the shoulder blades together on the upper spine. Good. Take one more inhale. If you're watching the recording and you happen to take crow, you can shoot it back to a chaturanga. If you're with me in squat, plant the hands down. You can step or hop the feet back to plank pose. Either move through a floor or hold plank with me. If you're in that plank pose, press down away from the floor. Lift up out of your shoulders. Take one more inhale. And then either chaturanga or down dog on your exhale. Inhale, cobra or up dog if you took chaturanga. Exhale, downward facing dog is where we all arrive. Hold there, deep inhale through the nose. And then long, steady exhale through the nose or the mouth. Next time you inhale, lift the left leg. Bend the knee, tap the left elbow. And then nice and smooth, send it up. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale, send it up and back. As you exhale, knee to nose, and we'll step it through for high crescent lunge. So go ahead and rise up into that crescent. Hands frame the head. Bend deep into the left knee. Now we hold this posture for several breaths. So as you hold it, is there more depth that you might be able to move into? Can you bend the left knee deeper? Can you make the stance wider or longer? As you sink the shoulders down, can you continue to reach up through the fingertips? Good. And then lift the chin a little bit away from the chest. Lengthen both sides of your neck, all sides of your neck. Place your palms together and then pull the thumbs down to heart center. We'll take the twist, right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Good. And then spin the sternum towards your thumb knuckles. Beautiful. Keep that length out through the crown of your head. So all the way from the tip of your tailbone through the low back, mid back, upper back, neck, back of the skull, top of the skull. Lots of extension and rotation as you spin the sternum towards your thumbnails. As we release the twist, it's going to become a crescent lunge once again. So you're going to lift the chest up, lift the arms back up, and then go right into that warrior two. Spin the right heel down. I know that the left quad is working hard. Bend deep into that knee. Land your warrior two and hold it. Find your drishti point or your focus of your eyes. So you're looking over the left middle finger. Maybe you find a sweat to lock the eyes onto. They don't have to shift anymore. Flip your left palm open to the ceiling. You can reach forward if you like, but do reverse your warrior. Deep inhale through the nose. Move to side angle on your exhale. So left elbow on the left thigh, right bicep by the ear. Roll the right shoulder back. Spin the gaze up towards the sky. If you took a half bind on the other side or a full bind on the opposite, go ahead and take it here as well. Good. From this side angle, we're going to release all binds and move into Skandasana at the back of the mat. Start to bend the right knee, shift, Skandasana back of the mat. Now push your left heel down firmly. Start to transition into Skandasana at the left side or top of the mat. And then once again, bend the right knee, shift to the back of the mat, Skandasana. As you press down and rise up, you're going to come back to the top of the mat, spin so that you're facing the top in a runner's lunge. Plant the hands firm and step back to plank pose. Hold. Take an inhale and plank. Now, we're going to do the same thing that we did on the other side. Option to lower the knees if you want a little bit of relief for the body. So knees might come down. We are going to tap left knee, left tricep. Bend it back. Right knee, right tricep. Bend it back. Side plank on the right hand this time. So roll onto the right hand, lift the left hand up. Maybe you take your star position this time, lifting the pinky toe, edge side of your left foot high. Take another inhale. We're going to go to high plank on the exhale. So go ahead and land both palms, flip forward, stay there. Now this time, left elbow, right knee, so take the twist, or vice versa. Got my joints mixed up. And then take the opposite, so opposite knee, opposite elbow. Send it back, side plank on the left hand. Go ahead and roll to the outside edge of your left foot with the right hand high. Maybe lift that right foot high. Deep inhale. High plank on your exhale. Hold high plank and either down dog or chaturanga. Exhale. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. When you arrive in that down dog, press both heels down firm. Take an inhale through the nose. Stay with the exhale. Now bend the knees, look at your thumbs. We're going to come to a seat at the top of the mat. So you can step or you can spring forward, come into a seated position, and enter your boat pose. We're going to lift the shins up. Nice. Once you get into your boat pose, we're going to lock the feet, the inner ankles, and possibly, if you can get them together, knees, inner knees together. You're going to take your hands. You can, however you want to have the hands, you can have the hands. You might take one hand to wrap opposite wrist. We're going to start to slow Russian twist from side to side on the exhale. So as you breathe out, you go left. As you inhale, you center. As you exhale, you go right. As you inhale, you come center. Go ahead and keep that rhythm going. If you do speed up the action, also speed up the breath. A few rounds on your own, so your pace of movement, your pace of breathing. And as you do that, try to keep long through the spine. Keep drawing the abdomen back and up. And keep rotating from the hips, from the waist. After you've evened yourself out, come back to center. Reach the arms up and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, you got it, 1. We're going to lower the feet, roll down to the back, interlace the hands behind the head, and then walk the heels in closer to the glutes. From this position, extend your left leg long, keep the right foot where it's at. You're going to bring your your left knee and your right elbow to touch. So go ahead and take a little bit of a twist. Right elbow, left knee touches. Then come back to center and touch right fingers to left toes. So keep both arm and legs straight. And then send it down and touch right elbow, left knee. Send it out straight. Good. And then right hand, left toes, send it out straight. Keep it going. Find the rhythm as you do that. If you are listening to the playlist, the music, you can find a tempo to follow along to there with the track. Good. And once you go through a straight leg position, we're going to set the left foot down and simply switch sides. So now the right leg goes long, tap left elbow, right knee, send it out straight, center, and then left hand, right toes, send it out center. Good. Keep it going on this side as well. So tapping bent and then tapping straight. The whole time you go through this core action, keep the abdominal muscles drawing down towards your mat so you're finding that engagement of your deep core muscles, not just the superficial or tough layer of muscles. And after you've evened yourself out with a straight leg, go ahead and hold down in that crunch position for just a moment. Lower the head and the shoulders. Bring your hands down by the sides, palms down, and we're going to lift the feet straight up to the sky. Good. From there, Start to slowly lower the feet, like you're painting the soles of the feet down, the ceiling down, the wall in front of you. When they get as low as they're going to go, bring them all the way back up. That movement can be a little quicker, but not fast. Slow, slow, slow. Lower the feet once again. We've only got 3 of these. This is our last hurrah. Lift the legs back up. And then last time, slowly lower the feet. When you get to that bottom point, lift the head and shoulders. If you want a little bit more, lift the arms. And if you want a little bit more, biceps from your head. Low boat position. Take an inhale. Exhale. Good. One more inhale. You got it. Curl into a ball with your exhale and release head and shoulders down to the ground. Good. Grab the backs of your thighs and start to rock and roll forward and back. So the whole length of your spine. Aruna did a lot of core work on Tuesday as well, so she's probably especially feeling the pain of this. We are going to rock through to a Sphinx pose. So as you're ready for it, go ahead and shift all the way through. I'm sorry, and you're welcome. You're going to come all the way through. Take your elbows down underneath the shoulders and have your forearms parallel to each other. Fingers spread wide apart, palms down. Lift up out of your shoulder sockets. And then it's almost, I think both of you have heard me describe it like this before. It's almost like you're pulling down with the palms, the same fashion that you would have if you were closing a window. So think of pushing the palms into the earth, but also dragging them back in the direction of your elbows. They won't visually move much, but you'll feel that isometric pull of hands back. And that action will give you a little bit more leverage as you lift out of your shoulders to also pull the chest forward through the shoulders. So drop, elbows heavy, forearms, wrists, palms heavy, fingerprints. Good, stretch the belly. Take a couple of deep breaths down into the abdomen, the low abdomen, so you feel that expansion of those muscles. And you feel the contraction of the back. The back actually is working a little bit here and finding strength. We'll do one more inhale. Good, release the chest all the way down on your exhale. Now we're gonna sweep the arms back behind us. If you wanna interlace the fingers, you can also take that bind, otherwise palms face down. Lift the chest up, reach the fingers or the knuckles back, and then add in the feet. Go ahead and lift the feet off the floor, holding in your locust pose for 5. Breathe deep for 4. 3, 2, stay on the 1, and then release it all the way down. We'll take the right cheek to the mat, bend the knees, and windshield wiper the legs side to side. Adding in a little bit of back strength after the core, front of core work that we just did on the floor. Go ahead and bring the feet back to neutral. Set the tops of the feet down. This time, if you didn't already, do interlace the hands and take your awkward grip. So switch which pinky you put on top. Start to draw the knuckles back towards the heels. This time, as you lift the feet, bend your knees. So it's almost like you're trying to touch the heels to the knuckles, and you might hold there. We'll breathe for 5. Squeeze shoulder blades together. 3, 2, stay on the 1. Good, release it all the way down and take your left cheek to the mat. Bend the knees if that feel good and felt good, and windshield wiper, legs side to side. Gorgeous. And the last one is an opportunity for either back bend that we just did or your floor bow. So if you're following along with floor bow, follow me. If you're not, go with what you have chosen. We'll interlace the hands to begin. We won't keep that interlace, but we're going to pull the knuckles back with the chest. Bend the knees, tap knuckles to heels, grab the ankles. Now, if you like to work with flexed feet, you're welcome to flex the ankles at that point. Otherwise, keep the toes pointed. Start to push the hands into the feet into the hands, and lift up. Squeeze the knees together like you're trying to pop a beach ball between your knees. So squeeze the knees in. Roll the shoulders back. You might toss the head back, chin up, take an inhale. Stay up with your exhale. We've got one more breath cycle. Big inhale. Good. And then slowly release it down on your exhale and move into a child's pose. Nice work, you guys. When you get into that child's pose, try out a knees together child's pose, so traditional balasana. Forehead on the floor and hands, back of the hands specifically, backs of the hands will rest to frame your feet.
would be a great shame.
Nice, steady breath.
I miss your sweet, sweet kisses and loving.
Give yourself one more full breath cycle. And if you want to stay in child's pose for a little bit longer, do. This also might feel like a nice time to take a headstand. So if you feel like doing it and you even want to move to a wall, you can do that, but I'm not going to guide you through it. You'll jump back in when you're ready. So if you're with me, you're going to reach the arms forward, push the palms down and rise up to downward facing dog. Tuck the toes with the hips. From your downward facing dog, bend the knees, look at your thumbs, and then step or spring to your forward fold. If you do decide to take a headstand there, take your time. No rush on this. On your inhale, halfway lift. On your exhale, forward fold. We're going to rise to stand. Big inhale, reach up and look up. Thumbs to heart center as you exhale. Inhale to chair pose, so bend your knees, lift the chest and the arms. This time we'll take thumb knuckles to sternum, left elbow to the outside of the right thigh for your chair twist, and spin the sternum towards the thumb knuckles. Let's drop the hips a little lower and come back to center in chair. And then exhale, thumbs to heart center, right elbow, left thigh. Spin over into the opposite side. Good. Rotate your sternum towards your thumbs. Drop your hips a little deeper. Keep the depth of the seat and inhale, rise, chair pose. Forward fold as you exhale. Drop the head down, hands down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, either crow to chaturanga or straight to chaturanga or all the way to down dog. Your choice on your way back into downward facing dog. So once again, choose your own adventure, but we will eventually meet in that downward facing dog. This time in downward facing dog, lift the right leg, bend the knees, stack the hips open. Opportunity to flip, so if you want to take it, especially if you haven't taken it already and it calls to you, go into that wild thing, take a deep inhale through the nose. Good. And then we'll arrive with as much finesse as you took into that foot dog, back into three-legged dog. Take your right knee in towards the left elbow. And from here, you can take, we've done it in previous weeks, Ekapada Kunanyasana A, or send the right foot to the outside of the left edge of the mat, roll into your fallen triangle, left hand to the sky, deep inhale through the nose, and then exhale, everybody goes back to three-legged dog, right foot to the ceiling. As you exhale, step the right foot between the palms, rise right up into warrior two, go ahead and take that second warrior. This time, left hand to the left hip. You might scoop a little bit forward and rise into your half moon. Right hand is going to go under the right shoulder. Yes, left hand is going to go to the sky. Big open wingspan. Now after that back bending and that quad opening that we've already done, if you do want to take Chapasana here, you're open for it. So you might grab that left ankle, kick the foot into the hand, but more so pull the heel in towards the glute. So you stretch the quad, you stretch the muscles right above your kneecap. You spin your left shoulder back. If you have Chapasana, take it back to half moon. And from half moon to warrior two. When you do get into second warrior, we're going to take Skandasana at the back of the mat. So bend the left knee, shift the hips to the left. And then rise back up to warrior two. From warrior two, inhale, reverse warrior. Side angle on your exhale. Right elbow on the right thigh, left bicep by the ear. Now here's your opportunity to explore to the depth of your side angle. So if you're staying in the traditional, remain there. If you're going with a half bind or full bind, remain there. If you want to make it a bird of paradise, step your left foot up. Push down into the left foot, lift the right leg high. Maybe straighten the right leg. Stay present in your position. Nice long breaths through the nose. If you did rise up into bird, go ahead and slowly take it back down. Step the left foot to the back of the mat. We're all going to meet in that traditional side angle. So as your right elbow lands on the right side, left bicep sweeps up by the ear. Let's go into a reversed triangle just to stretch out legs and arms. So as you arc back, left hand will slide down the back leg. Both arms, both legs go straight. Reach that right arm back. Take an inhale. Let's move through a chaturanga on the exhale. Hands land, step back, and lower down. If you want to go straight to down dog, you take that route as well. If you lower down, inhale to up dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Very nice. And when you get into downward facing dog, inhale with the left leg. Bend the knee, stack the hips open. If you did flip on the other side, flip on this side as well. Take a deep inhale through your nose. And a long, steady exhale through the nose or the mouth. Return to your three-legged dog. Everybody straighten with the left leg. Squares the hips. And then touches left knee to right elbow. You can take Ekapada Kunuyasana A or shoot the left foot to the right. Lift the right hand high. Fall in triangle as you reach up. Take an inhale. Back to three-legged dog on the exhale. Go ahead and send that left leg up and down. Inhale. Step the left foot between the palms and rise, warrior two. From your warrior two, take your right hand to your right hip. Start to shift forward into your half moon. Flex your right toes in towards the shin. Maybe reach that right hand high. You can keep that open wingspan or take your Chakasana. Once you've taken that position, if you've done Chakasana, release to half moon. And we all go to warrior two from half moon. So go ahead and land your back foot at the back of the mat, warrior two position. As a prep for Skandasana at the back of the mat, bend the right knee, shift right. Back up to warrior two, bend that left knee, rise up. Second warrior two, side angle, left elbow on the left thigh, right back to the side of ear. Same depth that you took it to on the last side. So if you did half bind, go ahead and half bind. If you took full bind, full bind. If you took birds of paradise, step the right foot up, push the right foot down and rise. Yes, and keep it playful. So wherever you're at, especially if you're balancing, always takes a little bit more playfulness in my own experience. Be present where you're at, even if it's changing and shifting and recalibrating. Remain present. Stay for one more inhale. Reverse anything that you've gotten into. Start to step right foot back. Release and bind. We're going to release all of that to a reversed triangle. So right hand goes down the back leg. Both legs go straight as you lift that left hand up high. Inhale deep through the nose. And then cartwheel into your final chaturanga as you exhale. Step it back and lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Nice deep tight in the hips. Take an inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Good. Stay where you're at. Take a deep inhale through the nose. So still in downward facing dog. I'm going to check our time. And then nose or mouth, exhale. Good. We're right on track. Take another deep inhale. And we are going to bring the knees down for our transition into pigeon pose. So set the knees on the floor. Slide your right knee forward. And then with your right hand, grab the right heel and pull it forward. So closer towards the left wrist. Maybe it comes to the left wrist, maybe not. Start to walk your left foot back. When you get into pigeon, stay lifted for a moment. So keep the chest up high. Keep weight in your fingerprints. Push down on the earth to lift the chest higher. We'll take one more inhale in that lifted variation of pigeon. And as you exhale, take it into the depth of your pigeon. So here's an opportunity to be with the chest down on the floor, to be in a mermaid variation or a king pigeon variation. Let the front of the left femur be heavy towards the floor. So front of the left leg we don't focus on as much, but that can help to keep that square hip position. If we think of the left femur bone, the front of that dropping heavy to the earth, a little bit left of center of your mat. And that will also give you a nice stretch in the left quad, the left hip flexor, the psoas. Beautiful. And we are going to walk up out of this, so hands come back down to the floor. Push down, tuck your left toes, start to walk the left knee forward until you can go back towards a tabletop, but send the right leg up, almost like you're doing a donkey kick, but holding it. Donkey kick, but hold it. And then slowly release the right knee down and trade sides. Slide the left knee forward. Pull the left heel closer towards the right wrist and then walk the right foot back. Stay lifted when you first get into your pigeon. So fingerprints on the floor, push down, rise up, big inhale. Walk yourself forward on the exhale. Eventually, maybe elbows drop to the floor. Maybe the crown of, not crown of the head, but forehead drops towards the wrist. Yes, good. And you can also stay in lifted variations with this as well. You can enter mermaid, king pigeon. Wherever you're at, soften the low back a little bit more. Think of expansiveness across the sacrum, across the lumbar region of the back. Drop the front of the right thigh bone heavy towards the ground, a little bit right of the center of your mat. You sense a little bit more stretch in the front of the right quad, the hip flexor. And then to come up out of this one, palms come back down, walk the right knee forward, send the left knee back, almost like you're going into tabletop, but instead lift the left leg and hold it in that donkey kick, but holding. And then release it all the way down. Go ahead and come into a seat, so Sukhasana facing the front of your mat. You're gonna inhale both arms up, and then simple seated twist to the left, or left hand to the outside of the right thigh, right hand behind you. You twist it the opposite direction, stay. Stay on your inhale, lift up through your spinal cord. And then as you exhale, look over your back shoulder, rotate through the vertebrae column. Now inhale back to center. And as you exhale, switch. Right hand to the outside of the left thigh or vice versa. Opposite hand goes behind you. On your inhale, sit up nice and tall. And then exhale, rotate to look over that back shoulder. Inhale back up to center. As you exhale, hands land behind you. You're going to shift soles of the feet to the floor. You might scoot the hips forward just a touch and roll down onto the back. Coming onto the back, take a final position of your choice before Shavasana. So you might do happy baby pose. You might do supine cobbler's pose for a hip opener. You might do a plow pose here. So whatever's calling to you, go ahead and take that shape. And when you've gotten enough from that shape, not a moment before, not a moment after, you'll release it and you'll come into your final Shavasana. When you do arrive there, arms are down by the sides, feet are extended long, eyes are closed, jaw is soft. You'll release any focus on the breath, so you can let the breath come and go very naturally through the nose. Doesn't even need to be an even pace. You can let it regulate on its own. Let go of the full weight of your head, the full weight of your chest, the full weight of your hips, legs, heels. Good. Stay in that Shavasana shape. And any last lingering bits of tension that you don't need, go ahead and let them go now. We'll take just a couple moments to rest here in Shavasana, and then I'll bring you out with the sound of my voice in a few. You can stay, you can stay. If you need to get up and get moving, start to wiggle fingers and toes first. Start to rotate wrists and ankles. After bending the elbows, go ahead and inhale to stretch your arms overhead and take a full body stretch. So point your toes, stretch the skin on the tops of feet, tops of ankles. As the arms reach back overhead, you'll stretch the armpits, the triceps, top of the ribs. Take one more inhale in that full body extension. And then exhale into a cannonball shape to either roll onto a side and come to a seat, or to rock up to a seated position. But do arrive up to Sukhasana once again. This time when you get into Sukhasana, shrug your shoulders up towards the ears. And it can be slow or quick. Drop the shoulders away from the jaw. Two more just like it. So slow shrug of the shoulders up towards the earlobes. And then exhale, slow or quick, drop the shoulders down. One more time when you finish that one. Pull the shoulders in, tight compression, neck, shoulders, collarbones. And then exhale, release. Draw the hands together at the heart. Take a moment here to honor yourself for showing up for practice today. Pay gratitude in word for you having taken this time out for you. It was an honor to guide you both through practice. Thank you so much for showing up to this Thursday flow. Namaste.
That